Good morning, Coldwell Banker world out there, in the land of Coldwell Banker. Happy Thursday, February 16th. Can you believe it's already the middle of February? Where has the time gone already? Before you know it, it'll be a blur, or it's already a blur. Anyhow, so here we are. We're going to be covering the market and area reports exclusively provided by Coldwell Banker as a part of your AVP and just to kind of give you an overview or a recap of what the area and market reports entail as we move that direction and as how they're associated with the AVP. Just a overview. Are we okay? Everything's good? Okay. The AVP is designed, of course, for two things. One, to protect, and two, to promote you as an agent at Coldwell Banker. No other real estate company in the marketplace has such a offer. The promoting part of it is where the rubber hits the road and where it's most important and key and essential in the sense that every single month we offer you a reason to reach out to your clients and promote yourself and ultimately invite them to something that is non-real estate related, right? So, for example, the month of February, the AVP that just went out yesterday, or Tuesday of this week, in fact, had to do with the Economic Summit that's coming up in March 7th, actually. And it's a perfect reason to reach out to your people and invite them to something that is not necessarily real estate related, but it's the perfect reason or way to invite them to come get connected with what's happening in the local, national, and regional economy and real estate market. All right. So that's the February e-blast that went out, and along the lines of anything relative to whether it's our holiday photo events, whether it's our Night at the Rockies or our Peach Festival, or all the different things that we do monthly to have you engage with your people via email and following up with a phone call. That is what the AVP is all about. Something that is non-real estate related that gives you the warm, easy softball reason to reach out to your people and talk to them. Ultimately, just talk to them is what it's all about. However, with the market and area reports, we heard you loud and clear, and that was you wanted something that was real estate related. And even though the non-real estate related events and reasons are ideal and wonderful and great and all, as the authority in the real estate industry, you too wanted something that was specific to real estate. So we went to the drawing board and we hired a outside third party to develop and create from scratch a program that does just that. And it, as we go through this, you'll see the power and the amazing opportunity for you to reach out to your people with real estate specific information, data, graphs, stats, market conditions, and so forth. Okay, so and with a few clicks of a button here, you are able to generate these incredible reports that you can send to your people and follow up with them as well. So that said, we are going to go in and we are going to the NRT Gateway. So either follow along or take good notes and get to the NRT Gateway. All right, so nrtgateway.com, and you will want to and need to log in to the nrtgateway.com. All righty, and we'll give you a minute or so here to do that. Get to the nrtgateway.com. And then when you're at the nrtgateway.com, go ahead and find the Market Reports button, which has the 4 bar graphs, says Market Reports, and it could be anywhere on your dashboard as far as the NRT Gateway goes. Mine's over here on the right. Yours could be somewhere else. But just find the graphs and the Market Reports button and go ahead and click on that. It should take you straight through as a single sign-on right into the Market Reports program. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set you up with your actual market report and area report. We're going to set up your profile and all that. So let me see. I actually do have a market report in here. So on the screen, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to show you what a market report looks like, so you kind of see the roadmap of where we're headed and what we are going to generate for you real time right here in this session. Okay, so here on the screen is what a market report looks like. We're going to help you determine which photograph you want to have as your main image. I'll show you what that looks like. We'll talk about the intro copy that you see here. That's all preset for you. We will set up your little signature block. Okay, so your name, your title, your phone numbers, your contact information, and then your little social media buttons that you see here on the screen: Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and the blog. And my recommendation as we go through this, and I will share with you each one of the URLs that you might want to consider using, which would be our company ones. I will share with those. I'll share you. I don't know. I'll show you what they are. But my recommendation there is either you use all of them, or the majority of them, or none at all. The last thing you want to do is have two little buttons or one little button that says Facebook or LinkedIn. But instead, if you're going to do it, kind of go all in or none at all. All right, and I'll show you how that works. And then, as you see here on the screen, this is what a actual market report will look like in the interaction on the properties that are available. Here's the for sale data, the sold data, the graphs that depict the information that is being pulled straight out of the MLS. And it is all connected to your local MLS. So whether you're an Iris, Metrolist, or Pikes Peak, they all feed the data that is available. They do not cross-promote, or they do not. You currently don't have access to all three MLSs, unless, of course, you're a member of another MLS. All right. So if you're a member of Iris and Metrolist, then you'll be able to pull the data and reports from there. Okay. Local inventory and so on. All right. So here's what the market report looks like. Super sharp, super slick, lots of good information. And again, it's just ridiculous how easy it is once you see how we go through this. Okay. So take good notes or follow along, and we're going to dive straight into it. All right. So what I want you to do now, first thing is to go in the top right corner of the report. So we're at the dashboard. We're at the main dashboard, the main home page of the report, and up in the program, that is. Up in the top right corner, you'll see your name. You'll see a little drop-down arrow, and then you'll click on the drop-down arrow, which will show the profile. Click on Profile, and this is where we're going to go in and set up your profile. All right, is everybody up to speed? Anyone need me to wait? Do we have any questions, comments? Is everybody wide awake and chipper? Is anybody out there? Raise your hand. Okay, so you should be at the profile now. And you'll see the first thing that shows up is obviously your first and last name that we get in from the feed. If it's not the way you want it to appear, then go to the next field that says preferred name. You can typeset your preferred name, whatever name you use to market yourself, and that will override the feed that's coming in from our Trident push. And so go ahead and real time either do it now or make note, or if it's fine, just leave it as is. Your designation, however you market yourself as a real estate professional, broker associate, independent broker associate, real estate professional, king of all realtors, queen of all realtors, however you market yourself, and your designations, you can put in your GRI, your CRS, your LMNOP, whatever you do there to market yourself as a real estate expert. That's where you're going to enter your designation right now. Your email address, we get that as a feed. If you want to change it, enter the preferred email address on that field below. It will override the feed coming in. And then your agent website. If nothing appears in your agent website, my guess is you're either going to have an InTouch website there or whatever your URL is. In the event that nothing is there, go ahead and use the preferred website. Type in what your InTouch website is or your vanity website, so you can be sure that it will link up in your signature block that we're creating for you in the reports. And then nothing to worry about as far as license number is concerned. We're going to roll down, and there's a chance your photograph may be appearing already, which means it's coming in as a feed or as a part of a feed, which is wonderful. If it's not there, you can attach your photo. So look over to the right. You may need to scroll over a little bit to the right, and it'll say Attach File. That is where you would simply click on Attach File. You'll find your photograph somewhere on your computer, and then click on Open. 200 by 300 is the recommended size of the photograph that you would be uploading. So in the event that it's too big currently, you may need to resize it so it's 200 by 300. And you can do that at a later time. Or the other thing is, if you have your photograph that you use on your agent websites, your profile, your new Panda, etc., that should work just fine as well. And then, at last resort is there's a chance that once we generate the report, the actual report, your photo may come through in a feed as well. So there's some options for you on the photo. You can attach it. It might already be in the feed. 200 by 300 is what the size of the photo is going to be as far as the size is recommended. All right, moving down, we get a couple phone numbers in a feed. If you want to override those phone numbers, or if you just want to have one phone number come appear and not have the joint ones, certainly go to the preferred number, drop down whatever you want your phone number to be appearing as. If you need to change your phone number permanently, your office administrator can do that for you in the Trident program, okay? But in the meantime, for this, select whichever phone number you want. If you see what is here in these two fields and they look great, don't worry about it, move on, and we'll do just that. All right, so now we're getting into the social media aspect of the signature field or block that we're creating for you, okay? Any comments, questions out there? We're all good, Katrina. Everyone's living the dream, having a ball, following along, just very attentively. Good students. Nice job. Thank you, everybody. All right, so just kind of giving you a second to make sure we're up to speed. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to, in the social media realm, in the event that you're not active on Twitter or you don't want to use your Twitter handle in these fields, you're welcome to use our company Twitter account, which would be twitter.com/Caldwell Bank and the letter R. So there's no E, it's just the letter R, capital C, capital O, as you can see here on the screen. Twitter.com/Caldwell Bank, the letter R, capital C, capital O. And let me just kind of copy paste that right into the browser so you can see what that would look like, how we would be featuring you, and the information that we are tweeting out, and we are actively on Twitter, okay? So here are some of the articles and some of the different things that we are tweeting and twittering and all that fun stuff for you in the event that you would want to use this as your Twitter handle in your signature block, and you don't have to think about it, worry about it, but you look like you know what you are doing in the social media arena relative to Twitter. So twitter.com/Caldwell Bank, the letter R, capital C, capital O is the URL that you'll want to insert into that Twitter field. And again, as I said earlier, my recommendation is to use all of these, or the majority of these, or none at all. Okay, you want to have a strong presence and showing in the social aspect. And if it's just a couple onesie twosies, don't do it at all. Save yourself the Embarrassment. So the next one's going to be LinkedIn, and I'm going to assume that everybody has a LinkedIn account and you are using LinkedIn to your advantage in your social media spectrum. I'm going to go ahead and just type in or put, we don't have a company, okay? We don't have a company LinkedIn. All right, so I am going to share with you what your personal LinkedIn should or would look like, okay? And let's see. So you're going to want to insert your own LinkedIn URL. So somehow get to LinkedIn and somehow copy paste your LinkedIn account URL into that field that says LinkedIn. And if that is something you can't do right here at this very moment, not a problem. You can always do it at a later time. But if you look on the screen, and this is a little bonus for being here today, so I'm at my LinkedIn, and if you look to the right here where it says contact personal info, assuming that you're following me in your LinkedIn account and you've already logged into LinkedIn or you're able to easily access LinkedIn, go ahead and click on contact personal information, show more, and this is where you can create your own personal URL right here. Okay, so there's a chance that it should already say linkedin.com/ first and last name. In the event that it doesn't, there may be a little pencil. Mine's already set up this way, so obviously I don't have a pencil, but there may be a little pencil on yours, or it may say customize or personalize your LinkedIn URL. Again, I can't tell because I've already gone through this step, but whatever it says there, go ahead and click on it, and then you should be able to personalize it, and there's a chance that it's going to say linkedin.com/in/Todd, your first and last name or whatever it gives you automatically, and then there's a chance there's going to be a bunch of numbers or digits after that. So go to the very end of that string of characters and digits and so forth, go to the very end, and then put your cursor on it and delete them all the way up to whatever that last relevant character or digit is relevant to your first and last name that would be marketable, okay? Again, this is a little sideline bit of information for you to be considering, but that is where you'll want to grab that and copy paste it into your LinkedIn. Okay, I know that was a lot of information and steps and whatnot, but I just want to make sure that in the event that you want to have your best foot forward with your LinkedIn presence on your signature line, go ahead and do what I just showed you there. Facebook.com, in the event that you don't want to have your own personal Facebook as a pass-through on your signature block, or if you have a business Facebook page, by all means, go for it. Otherwise, here is our company Facebook page, which is facebook.com/CB Colorado, /CB Colorado. And again, it is our pleasure to be able to provide you with the information that we are always staying current with relative to company events, to occurrences or current events that are taking place in our state, in our company, and all that we do. So facebook.com/CB Colorado is the URL that you'll want to insert here in the event that you don't want to have your own personal Facebook presence as a pass-through. Okay, the blog, coloradohomestyle.com, is our company blog that we manage for you and keep very current as well. Looks sharp, lots of good information all the time that we are constantly uploading and blogging and posting and interacting for you on your behalf. coloradohomestyle.com is the blog post, or blog that is, that you may want to utilize as a way to stay in touch with your people, and we'll be sure we're always doing a good job of keeping that current with whatever it may be relevant to Colorado stories, articles, and so on. So here are all the different examples of how our blog appears, which really looks extremely sharp. And for it to be something that you can just easily utilize and use and have as a blog presence on your signature block, by all means, it's there for you in the taking. Okay, let me just kind of show you another little side note that you may want to think about from time to time. In the event that you're always trying to come up with relevant content or something interesting or something new or something relevant that you may want to share on your own personal social media. Okay, so that said, we're going to click on one of these blog posts for you. Okay, and I'm going to show you how you can take any one of these blog posts and share it on your social media without having to literally lift the finger or do anything other than click a mouse and not have to dream up or come up with content that you would want to share on your social media. So I clicked on the blog post, and now I'm scrolling to the bottom of that blog post, all the way down to the bottom. When you get to the bottom, you'll see a bunch of little social media icons. And this is where you can take this article that I just passed through, which is all about, it looks like buildings you love or historic buildings in Denver. And it can be whatever article you want to share, but there's some good information here. So I'm scrolling all the way to the bottom, and I'm going to share it to my Facebook wall. And this is actually going to be on Katrina's wall. But for demo purposes, you can say something about what is your favorite Colorado building, right? And you'll always want to ask the question. So people are going to respond and engage and hopefully stay connected with you. So what is your favorite Colorado building? And so then I'm going to post it, and it's going to appear on her Facebook. So let me see, where do I use your Facebook on here somewhere? Maybe I just go to Facebook and it will just log me in straight. Yep, so I did. Awesome. So here's that article that I just posted with the question, and I'm sure it'll break Facebook soon here when all the comments and replies start crashing into her wall about what everybody's favorite building is. Okay, so that is how you, and another little side note, little sidebar, little bonus for being here, that is how you engage or utilize our blog and our blog articles on your social media, so you don't have to think about, good golly, what should I share? All right, so that's how that works. So now back to the market report profile, setting you up, social media, coloradohomestyle.com is what you'll want to insert into the blog field, assuming that you like what you just saw. And then lastly, Pinterest. For those that aren't into Pinterest or pinning or doing all the wonderful things that Pinterest has to offer, we can do that for you. We will do that for you, and we'll manage it, keeping it all current relative to what's going on in Colorado, lifestyles, fashion, design, events, and seasonal, whatever's going on, right? So here is our Pinterest account. We will handle it for you. You don't have to lift a finger, but if you like what you see, pinterest.com/CB Colorado, okay? Pinterest.com/CB Colorado is what you'll insert into that field, and you'll be all set up, spiffy, looking good as it relates to your social media buttons on your profile that we're creating for you. All right, so go ahead and click on Save. Save in the top right corner. I'll give you a second to catch up. Do we have any questions, comments? Is everyone just loving it out there? Is it love in the air, being that it's the Valentine's Day week? So click on Save. And now we're going to scroll down, and we're going to get you set up with your layout. Okay, so click on Preview Layout. This button right here underneath social media. Hopefully you've clicked Save. We're moving down. We're going to Preview Layout. And now that we're at Preview Layout, here are the different images in the image library that we have available for you. to pick and choose. You can have the nice living room or the back patio or all kinds of different seasonal and landscape and very picturesque type images for you to pick and choose. Obviously, we got Colorado scenes, we got mountain scenes, we have Boulder, we have the flat, actually that's more like Arrowhead, southwest part of town, or it could be Garden of the Gods. And we have balloons with the mountains and, just very scenic imagery. I happen to use the balloons with the mountains just because that's what I want to do there. So pick the layout that you think is going to be best and click on Save in the bottom right corner, or bottom left corner that is, bottom left corner. Go ahead and click on Save and you should be set with whichever one you selected. You can, if you want to get crazy and upload your own photographs, custom photographs, you can do that by clicking on any one of these attach file buttons. One is for the market report, one's for the area report, and one is for the soon-to-be coming quarterly report, which we'll talk about on the road shows when we're in the offices May 1st, 2nd, and 6th. So figure out if you want to use your own imagery, by all means go for it. If you like to keep things simple, click on Preview Layout, find the one you like, and be done with it. Moving down, here's the copy that I showed you briefly that is already preset for you to use. We've already created it for you. You can change it if you like. You can edit it. But one thing I suggest is that you do not go beyond these character counts that are already preset. So the first number is the character count that we already preset for you. As you can see here, if you look at the screen, it'll reduce the character counts or increase them, that is. But you don't want to go much beyond the 550 or 438, etc., because we've got it perfectly formatted for you, so it doesn't break when it prints, or it doesn't break off in any kind of formatting issues. So just keep it within these character counts and you'll be fine, or don't touch it, leave it as is, and you'll be even better. Okay? So moving down, make sure you're in the correct time zone. And other than that, you're all set to go relative to setting up your profile and how the general look and feel of your report will go. Okay? So click on Save. Click on Save, and we've got your personal information all put in place the way you want it. Now we're going to go to Contacts. So click on Contacts. Wait a second just to let everybody get up to speed. How are we doing out there? Everybody just living the dream, having a ball. Awesome. All right, so now go to Contacts and click on New. And we're going to create yourself as a contact, because I want you to start receiving these reports yourself before you start sending these out to your people real time. Because you're probably going to want to get a handle of how it works, how they look, how they come in, how to navigate the reports and speak intelligently to the reports before you start sending them to your people and they start inquiring about what the reports involve or entail. Okay? All right, so what we're going to do here is, first of all, if you want the previews logo in your report, click on yes, otherwise leave it as no. And then we're going to type in your name, your personal name, first and last name. You'll see that when you type in your last name, it's going to automatically create a salutation. So in this case, it says Dear My Name. It should say Dear Your Name. But what I want you to do for your own personal contact is I want you to replace your salutation that you see there that it's created for you with a line. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on, you're going to hold the Shift key down and then the underline button. Okay, Shift and underline, and the underline button is to the right of the 0 digit on your keyboard. Okay, on your laptop keyboard. What happened? Who's doing what?
I'm just saying thanks for clarifying.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, everybody. So to the right of the 0 digit on a laptop. Otherwise, just find where the little underline is. Click on the Shift key, hold it down, and hold the, or use the little underline button. And with that, you will draw a line. The reason I'm doing this now for you is because in your reports, when you create your own report and you want to go social on Facebook, etc., you don't want it to say "dear your name" or "dear your client's name" in the social media post. Okay, so this is the generic way of getting around the salutation, and by inserting a line, it thinks that at least something's in that field, and then it looks sharp in the actual reporting, which we'll show you what that all looks like here in a second. But just do that for your own personal contact and your own personal reports that you would create, that you would post on social media. Okay. All other reports that you're going to actually physically generate for your people, let the salutation come in, and you can even change it if you want, so it says "Dear Mr. and Mrs." or "Dear so-and-so," or just the person that you're addressing here. All right, so here is where we're going to put in your email address, your personal email address on this field. And then you also have 2 additional fields right here to add a husband, wife, spouse, brother, sister, relative, investors, whatever your additional email addresses are that you want to send this report to. Okay, this is where you do that right here, right now. So you can even put in 2 additional email addresses to your, spouse, business partner, whatever. But for the sake of what we're doing here, put in your own, and then click on Save and Close. Okay, Save and Close. And it will show that the record has been created. You should be able to go to your contacts, and if this is your first time doing this, you're the only contact sitting in here, and hopefully that worked. Anyone that is having issues out there, let us know. Raise your hand, ask the question, jump up and down, scream and shout, make a scene. All right, good. We're moving. All right, so now we're going to create a report. All right, you've created your contact, you've set up your profile. Now we're going to get into the good stuff and create a report. So we're going to click on Marker Report. We're going to click on New, and we're going to generate a report for you. You're going to name each of your reports. So this one's going to be the Smiths in Highland Ranch, or whatever it is. So make sure you're always naming your reports, because over time you're going to generate multiple reports, and if you don't name the report specifically, you're going to lose track of who this report is for, and you don't want to do that. So you might say, your personal report for demo purposes or whatever. All right, so then we're going to skip over search criteria. We will be back, and you're going to click on Browse Contact. You're going to find the contact that you created as yourself. All right, and you're going to click on that radial button, and you're going to click on OK, and it's going to auto-populate that field with your contact information. And then from here, you're going to go down to frequency, the next item down. You're going to click on 1 day, because I want you to start receiving this report right now, starting tomorrow, and you're going to get the report every day, so you can start receiving it, immediately. If you go 7 days, you'll get your first report, and then you won't see another report until next week this time. So daily is what you'll want to do for yourself. In the future with your people, you're going to want to connect with them and decide how often they want to get a report, if it's a week or every 2 weeks or whatever. And then you can decide whether they're a buyer or a seller, and the language in the copy that comes in as a part of the intro will speak to who they are, relevant to which consumer type you select, right? So if they're interested in buying, it'll speak to that. If they're interested in selling, it'll speak to that as well. And we are working on a couple other additional options, general prospect, investor, etc. But right now you have buyers and sellers. And then if in the future you're going to want to make sure that you copy yourself on the report, because you're going to want to know when your people are getting the report, so you can see the report. You follow up with your clients, whether by phone or email, or you know what the report is that was sent, so you're prepared to answer questions. So copy yourself in the future, no, not necessary now. If you only want to receive this report every day for the next week or two, for sample's sake, go ahead and select the expiration date. And then, of course, with your people, if they decide that they only want to get it for the next month or two, you can decide there. The next one down with the number of listings coming in, I would suggest probably using 25 is the best number. It defaults at 100, which is a lot. And you can imagine there's going to be a lot of data, content, listings coming in if they happen to select, or if you offer them 100. I'd go 25. You can name the report, so it would appear as the name of the report specific to, the Highlands Ranch report, compliments of your name, etc. You can insert that in that field, and so on. So that takes us to now back to the search criteria. So you can click on the box, or you can click on Edit. And when you click on Edit, it takes you through to a new window. And there's a bunch of different options that you can rifle down to specific information that you would want to do as it relates to the report. Okay, so here are different samples of active. You want to pull in all the actives. You want to pull in all the under contracts. You want to pull in the solds, the expireds, the withdrawns, and so on. And that is the different bits of information that you can decide how granular you want your reports to be. You can even get an address and find the radius of an address. If you have an MLS number and you want to find the radius, or pull from the radius of those MLSs and addresses, by all means. Be cognizant, though, it's only as good as the data that happens to be surrounding that property from the MLS. Okay, so if you type in an address and it doesn't pull relevant data because not many homes have sold surrounding that area, then that could be problematic, or it could limit the information that you are getting or being provided in the report. So what I think you ought to do, instead of going into this granular bits of information, I think you should use the map feature, which oftentimes is similar to what you might experience in the MLS by drawing map radiuses and so on. So click on Map Search, okay, the Map Search tab right here in this field, this window, I guess. And when you click on Map Search, go ahead and find the two little arrows that point up. Look on the screen, and you'll see these little arrows that point up. Click on that, and it will shrink or minimize the window that we were just in that has all the details. Okay, it'll minimize that, allowing you to get into the map, which then you can then begin honing in on specific areas that you would want to feature. So if you know that you're working with a client and they want to buy or sell, or you want to provide them with a market report relevant to, let's say, I don't know, since I am in Highlands Ranch at the moment and I am calling this the Smith's Report in Highlands Ranch, I'm going to draw and figure out what's in the Highlands Ranch marketplace. But wherever you're at out there, go ahead and move your mouse and pull the map to wherever it is that you want to go. Okay, so if you're in Denver or up in Fort Collins or Longmont, Loveland, etc., where are people from out there on this presentation? Anybody? Anyone? Bueller? All right. you want to chime in, feel free of chiming in. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and grab the tool. Here are your tools to draw right here on the screen. You have the rectangle, you have the circle, you have the polygon that kind of allows you to customize or personalize a specific area by drawing lines from one to the other. But so right now I am going to click on the rectangle, and then I'm going to move my mouse over and click my mouse, release the mouse, and then it will draw this square. And then I'm just going to quick name it Highlands Ranch. Name it whatever you want, click OK, and here is the Highlands Ranch area that has a ton of data based on these little blue dots with the numbers in them. You can highlight or you can select on them, you can move through them, and so on. Okay, you can even zero in and get even more information specific to that. What's that? 5 minutes. Okay, I'm getting the 5-minute hook from my producer director. Okay, so we'll wrap it up here. So that's what you do is here's the report or the information that's being pulled in. You can drag your map area, reduce it, expand it, make it whatever you want to do there. Okay, click OK, and then it's going to auto-populate this field that says Edit, which now has all the information that we pulled in. Okay, click on Preview in the right corner, and please enter all required fields. Which required field did I not do? Consumer type. I guess I have to say that I'm a buyer, and so on. Okay, so maybe that fixed it. So make sure you select buyer or seller if you didn't already. And it's going to generate this report. So while it's generating the report, I'm looking at my phone because it was just blowing up. People are calling and emailing and texting. Something's burning down out there. Oh, in the North Pole, if anyone's wondering, it is -5 and clear. But it's 58 here in Denver. All right, so your report should have generated, and this is what your awesome report is going to look like. Okay, isn't that spectacular? It has the information, and it was a matter of a few clicks, drawing an area, and you now become the market expert in providing good, solid, incredible information and data. All right, the other thing is, as a consumer, you can click on any one of these listings, and it will then look as though this is your information. Okay, this is your report. This is your property. You can, as a consumer, click on the little Google map, and if you've ever used Street View, it's kind of cool. You can take your little Street View guy, so this little orange guy on the map, drag him over and drop him on top of that house. And assuming we're in, this is probably a gated community. Yeah, Falcon Hills is a gated community, so that's not a good example. But let me just jump back here. I'm going to go get a different property, but if you select on one of those properties that are not in a gated area, and you can then select on Street View, which is actually pretty cool. So I clicked on the Google map, I clicked on Street View, and I'm going to drag and drop the little guy here, and it will take you on the Street View. So here we are on the Street View. So as a consumer, you can see the truck in front of this house. This is actually the street above where I lived when I was young in high school here in Highlands Ranch. I actually lived on Briarhurst, should anyone care. But anyways, that's how you can use the Street View. That's the report. So now we are going to we're going to close the preview. Okay, we're going to close the preview, and we're going to send that report. So click on Save and Send, and it will say that the report is being generated and sent. Okay, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to get another report. I get enough reports. All right, so last thing I want to do, so we've already done that. It's going to, you should have that report sitting there. You can go in and edit it. You can trash it. You can preview it. You can resend it. You can do whatever you want. So in the last couple seconds here or minutes, I'm going to generate an area report. So that's a market report. I'm going to generate an area report. The difference is we are going to specifically select on sub areas, okay? So I'm going to generate this Highlands Ranch sub report, okay? And that's what I'm going to name it. I'm going to select a contact, select yourself as the contact, okay? So click OK. Now we're going to go in and click on Browse under Market Areas, and it's going to show a bunch of counties. What I want you to do is click on the Search tab. And then what it's going to do is I'm going to click on Highlands Ranch. And when I click on Highlands Ranch in Douglas County, figure out which county you're going to be selecting on. And then I am going to click on Search. So Highlands Ranch, Douglas County, search whatever area you want to select on, and it's going to go in, and I can select a report or generate a report of the Highlands Ranch as a whole, whether it's condos or single families, or you can get down into actual sub areas in the city, county that you just selected as a part of this, okay? So Highland Walk, East Ridge, and so on. You can generate numerous reports relative to that, okay? From here, you can decide if you want to copy yourself in the future. You definitely want to copy yourself because this thing comes out once a month, and you're not going to remember when it's coming out. So once a month, you're going to want to make sure that you're copied on a report that you're sending to your people. Click on Preview. It's going to generate the report. So in this case, I had two reports or two areas. So here's the Highlands Ranch Highland Walk area, and the information that is being graphed and tabulated and displayed. And then the next one I selected was Highlands Ranch East Ridge, and there's the information. This is perfect, ideal for when you're sitting in an open house, or you're going to be farming an area, or you're in the farm club. Perfect information to either email to your people, or before that open house, print it out, staple your business card, and attach your business card to it, and then hand it out to people that are coming to your open house, and it shows you, the resident expert of this particular area that you're holding an open house in. And it was just a matter of clicking a few buttons, and bada bing, there it is. So then click on Save and Send. You'll get the report here soon, and then otherwise, going forward, once a month, at the beginning of the month, you'll get a report that has the aggregated information specific to those two areas, sub-areas, that you have selected, okay? So that is the market report. That is the area report. That is how you set up your profile. That's how you set up a contact. And then if in time, prospecting tracker right here, that's going to be the analytics, okay? So once you start sending reports, you'll be able to show or see who has done what with the report, how often they opened it, what they do with it, did they send it, forward it, delete it, etc. That's your prospecting tracker, and that's the analytics specific to the reports that are being sent out. And then also categories, categories. You can create groups. I know it says categories, but groups. You can create a group, and this can be a specific group of people that you want to be sending a report to as a whole. Type in the name of the report or group that you're creating, click on Contact, click on Market Report, click on Area Report, and then click on Save and Close. And then when you do that, you'll be able to assign your contacts to the group that you have created, okay? So for example, if you're going to create a new contact and you want these new contacts to go into this new group, here are the groups. And if you already created a group, created the one group, here's the group, this is where it's going to appear, and you can tell the system that this contact you want to have go into this group, and you're going to send that report to that group on an ongoing basis, okay? So that's how you set up categories/groups and assigning them to the group, okay? Back to the reports quickly. You can go in and you can tell the report that you want it to go to that group as a whole, okay? So there's two ways to look at that. You'll assign a report to a group if you want to start farming a specific area, okay? So that's how that works. So that is the market report. That's the area report. That's how it all works. If you got questions, let us know. Otherwise, go at it and make the most of yet another amazing ColoBanker tool that we have to offer here as a part of the AVP. You now have the ability to be the resident expert in your marketplace by generating these incredible reports that are just chocked full of good market stats, data, and inventory. So have a wonderful day and take advantage of it.